In 1982, the long-abandoned Blackthorn Hotel, located on the outskirts of a quiet town, reopened its doors to the public. After decades of neglect, the hotel's new owner was eager to bring it back to life, hoping for a fresh start. On a stormy night, Sarah, a businesswoman on a work trip, decided to stay at the hotel. She checked in and was given room 302, a cozy, albeit eerie, room located on the second floor. The air was thick with dust, and the faint smell of mildew lingered in the corners. She shrugged it off, exhausted from her long journey, and went to bed. But as the night went on, Sarah began to feel uncomfortable. She couldn't shake the strange feeling that something wasn't right about this place. Then, she started hearing strange noises coming from the adjacent room, room 330. Faint sobbing, followed by the sounds of someone screaming, pierced the silence of the night. At first, she tried to ignore it, dismissing it as a figment of her imagination, but the sounds only grew louder. Curiosity got the better of her, and Sarah decided to investigate. She knocked softly on the door to room 303, but there was no response. The strange feeling in her gut intensified. She knocked again, this time more urgently. Finally, the door opened, and a man stood there dressed in old, tattered clothes, his face emotionless. "Don't bother me," he said coldly, before quickly closing the door. Sarah felt an unease creeping into her bones as she stared at the closed door. The eerie silence that followed made her heart race. She could feel eyes watching her, though she couldn't see anyone. Sarah returned to her room but couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. She tried to sleep but was constantly disturbed by the images of the man in room 303 and the unsettling sounds from the other side of the wall. The next morning, Sarah decided to check out early, hoping to leave the eerie hotel behind. As she walked down the hallway toward the exit, she noticed the hotel manager speaking with the police near room 303. She overheard fragments of their conversation. "Another one just like the others," the manager said, his voice shaking. Sarah's blood ran cold as she approached the front desk to pay for her stay. She overheard a guest talking to the manager about a grisly murder in room 303 years ago. A man had killed his wife in that very room. Sarah had no idea if that was the same room she had stayed in, but the thought terrified her. She couldn't help but wonder if the man she had seen in the room last night was somehow connected to the tragedy. That evening, when the storm had passed and the sun set, Sarah decided to do some research. She discovered a series of unsolved murders that had occurred in the hotel, all linked to room 303. The police never found the killer, but rumors swirled that the spirit of the man who had committed the murder still roamed the hotel, seeking revenge. As Sarah prepared to leave, she felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The hotel was no longer just a place to sleep for the night. It was a sinister, cursed location. She couldn't escape its grasp. And as she stepped into the lobby, she felt eyes on her once again this time. They were not just in her imagination. With a sudden realization, Sarah turned to face the hotel manager. He wasn't looking at her. Instead, his gaze was fixed on the hallway behind her, toward room 303. She quickly turned around, but there was no one there. She felt a chill run down her spine as the lights flickered overhead, and for a brief moment, she thought she saw a shadow move in the corner of her eye. The Blackthorn Hotel was far from empty. It was filled with echoes of the past, whispers of murder and sorrow, and a presence that would never leave.